What is up, guys? We are here with week 2 of the PBL against Justin, coach of the Naville Nidokings. As you can see, he has Greninja, Garchomp, Skarmory, Magnezone, Nidoking, Arcanine, Klefki, Empoleon, Umbreon, Gastrodon, Trevenant, Donphan, Pyroar, and Throw. The first spawn I have here is Infernape with Flamethrower, Mach Punch, Grass Knot, and Earthquake. This actually hits everything that he could possibly bring defensively for super effective damage. The Skarmory, the Arcanine, Klefki, Empoleon, Umbreon, Gastrodon, Trevenant, and even the Donphan. So the Grandium Z is so that we can KO the Arcanine after an Intimidate. Next we have our Tornadus T with U-Turn, Hurricane, Hidden Power Ice, and Heat Wave, holding the Choice Scarf. He has just enough speed to outspeed a Scarfed Garchomp, because that thing scares me. So yeah, that's what we have for this. We have Moines to hit as hard as we can, and then the rest just in HP. Next we have a Nidoking, holding a Shuca Berry with Stealth Rock, Taunt, Earth Power, and Ice Beam. The Shuca Berry lets us live an Earthquake from Garchomp and an Earth Power from Nidoking, and then KO each one of them with Earth Power and Ice Beam. We have just enough speed to outspeed a max speed Magnezone, so that we can KO that too with the Earth Power. Taunt is for the Umbreon, so he can't keep setting up. He can't keep healing himself or patching wishes or whatever. Serenity is our answer to Greninja this week. The plan is to take a low kick or gunk shot and then Thunder Wave, and we will outspeed the turn after. So we can either soft boil or seismic toss depending on how much HP we have at the time, and then protect to see what kind of set he has, what other things he might be carrying. We have Shaman with Flare, Earth Power, Dazzling Gleam, and Hidden Power Fire with the Expert Belt. Earth Power is to hit his Steel types, Dazzling Gleam is to hit the Umbreon, and Hidden Power Fire is to hit the Skarmory, which Earth Power does not hit. Yeah, that's it for that stat. Last we have Moana holding the Kibia Berry, which will allow us to live a Gunk Shot from the Greninja. And we have Nature's Madness, Surf, Defog, and Moonblast. Surf will actually KO a Poison type Greninja after Rocks and Life Orb damage. So that's what we're going for. Nature's Madness is just in case I don't want to make a prediction, but I do want to get damage off on stuff. Defog is just there because Latios didn't seem like a good idea this week, and Moonblast is just for my other stab. So that is our team for week 2. The match will go up immediately after this, so hope you'll enjoy it. What is up, guys? We're here with my week 2 match against Justin for the PBL. As you can see, he didn't bring Garchomp or the Greninja, which is great for me, but he does bring Donphan, Umbreon, Nidoking, Magnezone, Klefki, and Skarmory. So leads here. I really didn't have anything that I thought could scare out my Tornadus, so I was gonna lead off with that and either get off damage or go for a U-turn depending on what he led with. And he actually decides to lead with the Donphan, I'm guessing to set up rocks. I could have stayed in, but I don't really want to, so I'm gonna go for a U-turn and switch into the Shaman, because besides an Ice Shard there's not really anything he can do to it, and I will break his 30 right here. So yeah, we're gonna go into Shaman as he goes for the knockoff. It might have been a good idea for me to stay in there because I don't really need the Scarf anymore since he didn't bring Garchomp, but this is fine too because now I can bring this in on any other knockoff that he might want to do. Here we're gonna go for the Hidden Power Fire just in case he brings the Skarmory in, but he actually brings in the Magnezone, which I can hit with an Earth Power the next turn. And we get a crit here, but I'm not really sure that's important at this point. So we do just go for an Earth Power and get our first kill of the match with the Shaman. Um, I was glad that I went for the HP Fire in case he had the air balloon, which he didn't. Um, Here I'm gonna just switch into the Moana in case he starts setting up Calm Minds or whatever. He think I can just haze him or you know, Nature's Madness. He does go for the foul play, and I'm not entirely sure why. That wouldn't have done much to Shaman either, so I could have stayed in with that. But we are just gonna go for the Nature's Madness and get off nice damage on this Umbreon, which actually forces him to wish, or I guess he was going to wish anyway, just to scout what I was gonna do. Here I switch out into the Nidoqueen, expecting him to protect, and I thought I could take this opportunity to set up my rocks. But he also switches out into the Nidoking, which is not bad because this is the scenario we were planning for. So since he doesn't bring Garchomp, we can use our Shuca Berry for this Nidoking. But the funniest thing happens. So we live the hits, and I guess I did my calc wrong because we go for an Earth Power, and he lives on one. He wasn't focused at, he just lives on one, and I cannot stay in here again, so I switch out into Serenity to take this next Earth Power. But I cannot believe that I screwed that up. We should have KO'd that Nidoking. Anyway, here we're just gonna go for a Seismic Toss because I mean either he'll stay in and sack this or I'll get damage on something. And he does choose to go into the Donphan at this point, which is fine. Seeing as the Greninja isn't here, Serenity isn't too important in this match, but we do get off some nice damage on the Donphan. We are going to switch out because, as I said earlier, he did show knockoff, so now I can bring in the Shaman on this anytime. Because he is going to go for a knockoff right here, and it's not going to do anything since he knocked off our Expert Belt earlier. Here we are just going to go for a Seed Flare just to get damage off, as he does bring in the Umbreon. And this must have been a max Spadef Umbreon because this does absolutely nothing. But thankfully we get the stat drop. Right here I figured he was going to protect, so I didn't want to show that I had the Dazzling Gleam yet. So we are just gonna go for another he does protect. We are just gonna go for another Seed Flare, and then we're actually gonna go for the Dazzling Gleam the next turn. I was actually like, oh, I'm making plays. No, but here we are just gonna KO with the Dazzling Gleam, and Shaman is gonna pick up its second kill. I don't know if the crit mattered because he already had the stat drop, and I did calc it and I had a chance to kill. Here I figured he must have Magnet Rise because he knows I have Earth Power, so I switch out into the Moana. For the main reason I switch out into this is just so that he can't Thunder Wave me or do any annoying kind of stuff like that. So he does go for the Calm Mind, and as I said, I only brought Moana in here to avoid being Thunder Waved. So next turn I am gonna switch out into the Infernape because we do have the Earthquake and the Ground DMZ. Now there was still a chance he had the Magnet Rise, and I wanted to see it. I wanted to see if he had it, but I guess he also could have expected me to go for the Flare Blitz and hit him from that side. So he does switch out as I go for the Ground DMZ, which is a complete waste because he goes into the Skarmory. So yeah, last week we got off our Z move perfectly, and this week it was a waste. It was a waste of a slot. Anyway, so we go for the Grand Z. It doesn't affect Darkstream, And where I figured he was gonna um, Brave Bird, so I just go for the flamethrower to bring him down to his 30. But he sets up rocks, which I guess is fine. Um, I really had no problem with that. I could just remove them with Moana later. Here we are just gonna go for another flamethrower. If he wants to switch out, that would have been fine too. But the flamethrower is gonna pick up the KO, and he's gonna bring in the Nidoking. The way he brought it in, I thought it might be scarfed. So, oh, I still can't believe that lived on one. Anyway, so if he is scarfed, I wasn't taking a chance. I just went for the Mach Punch here. And Infernape is just going in on this team. He brings in the Dawn Fan, and I calced it right before I did this. And Grassnot did a minimum of 70%, so we had a really good chance to KO. So I go for it, and it does. So Infernape is just going ham on this team. Last is the Klefki, I do believe. And I still haven't seen the Magnet Rise. So I just go for an Earthquake. And we do about half after leftovers, I believe. Leftovers and Draining Kiss, yeah. So another one will KO him. Um, but he does go for the Thunder Wave on the next turn. So I guess he was trying to set up on my Infernape, like have me get paralyzed, and then he would Calm Mind, Draining Kiss, that sort of thing. And this is why I brought Moana in earlier, so this couldn't happen. But at this point, it's fine. So thankfully, we don't get paralyzed, and we get the KO with the Infernape, which is awesome. So we pick up a nice 6-0 for our week 2 match here with at the PBL. Um, the this Infernape, it was amazing. I really like that. I guess it was a good thing that he didn't bring the Garchomp or the Greninja. Sorry. Those two things could have been problematic for my team. I hope you guys enjoyed. Uh, Thank you. And once again, thanks to the Classy Gengar for recording my match. I really appreciate it.